Hey guys, welcome into the Stinkin Truth Podcast. Mark Schler alongside Mike Evans. Please make sure you continue to download, like, subscribe. I should have a subscribe button on this, but I don't know how to do that. That's way above my technological pay grade. So do it on your own. You know what you're doing. Get that done. Anyhow, Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I can only imagine what it's like for New York Jet fans right now to see this video that's come out from the early minicamp of Rodgers throwing the football.
Yes.
Perfectly coiffed hair.
Yes.
Slow motion. Flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
Guys catching balls in stride, turning. Pictures of Rodgers doing sprints in slow motion as he slowly puffs out the chest.
Right.
Exhales. For a Jets fan, it's got to be like porn.
It's
got to be like. Is it like Jet fan? Is it like porn?
Yeah, this is tying the doorknob stuff when you're watching Sports Center. The last time they had an off-season highlight reel on ESPN was probably when Tebow was running shirtless in the rain. That's probably the last time they've had anything in the off-season where anybody even saw a Jet on ESPN. Dude, it's exciting, man. I mean, it's like legit, and it's all slow mo. It's like one clip. Like they've got access to, like, the NFL. You have to have they monitor what you play, how many highlights you play. Like every network is that way. Like you'll get into a show. Like I'll get into a show. Like let's say I'm out doing some Fox television in New York. The Carton Show or whatever it is I'm doing. And you'll get to the end of the week, like on a Thursday, and like, yeah, we're out of NFL highlights for the week. You're what? We're out. We can just run still pictures. We can't put another highlight. You can't do a highlight tape. We're out. We ran through them. It was so exciting. We ran through them. Like there's X number of highlights you can run. So you see it's one Aaron Rodgers clip, maybe from 5 different camera angles, but it's one clip.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and everybody's like, oh, it's amazing.
It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. But it's cool, man. I mean, I have so many people back from my ESPN days and now in Fox and everything. I've got so many of my friends that are just long-suffering Jets fans. And it's probably where my just needling of just Jet fan in general comes from because, for 16 years I worked at ESPN, and literally 75% of the people at ESPN are Jets fans.
Yeah.
They're just huge. It's just they're all from that part of the country, like Connecticut, New York area, and they're all these Jet fans.
Syracuse.
Right. They're all these Jet fans. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. Obviously the competition in the AFC is going to be huge. But it is cool to see. It is cool to see Aaron Rodgers. He's fully embraced it, right?
Yeah.
He's been to Knicks games.
Sure.
He's been he's going out with the guys.
I think it's great, and I'm not here to pour water on Jets fans' enthusiasm because it really can change everything overnight. Your whole view of things. Because I saw it with Peyton Manning.
Right. I was just gonna say, walk us through, because I was not doing radio with you at the time.
Right.
I was doing my thing at ESPN at the time. But just walk us through the experience that Jet fan is going to go through with Rodgers, if it's anything like what Bronco fan went through with Peyton Manning.
I think the first thing you're going to hear from people who cover the Jets is, wow, the culture around here has changed literally overnight.
Uh-huh.
And that's what happened with Peyton Manning. It literally, you felt like a switch got flipped, and suddenly everything was different. Everything was professional. Everything was high class. Everything had more accountability. Mm-hmm. Everything had more seriousness to it. And you just felt like, okay, this feels like big time.
Right.
And that's what it felt like with Peyton. Now, remember, here's the key thing. Peyton hadn't played yet. Peyton had missed all that time. There were still a lot of questions about Peyton's health and everything like that. Well, he went on to answer those questions, but those questions persisted. Aaron Rodgers brings all of those qualities that I just talked about with Peyton Manning, but there are no questions about his health or whether or not he could still play. I mean, you've said it. This guy is still one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, his skill set.
So that's what they're getting, and that's why Jet fans should be just overjoyed.
His skill set is sublime. What did it do? Because you covered the team. What did it do to some of the other players? How did you see players, because I'm assuming it's going to be the same, that there's going to be a transformation. I saw it, or I talked about it with guys in Tampa. The first year that Brady played in Tampa, I probably did for Fox 5 Tampa games. 4 or 5 Tampa. I mean, I literally did 4 or 5 Tampa games that year. And guys who had been to multiple Pro Bowls, guys like Mike Evans, was just like, dude, it has changed around here. Like the accountability factor, the way we practice, the way we prepare, because there's nobody that's working harder and that's prepared more than Tom Brady. And now all of a sudden, I've had to up my game in preparation. I've had to like you don't want to let him down.
I think if you have a chance to talk to Jets players at the end of this summer, at the end of training camp, and ask them about
what will you hear?
Here's what you'll hear. I thought I knew what life in the NFL was. I thought I knew what practicing in the NFL, what that looked like. I thought I knew what studying looked like. I thought I knew what breaking down film looked like. I had no idea. Because this guy brings a whole different level that we all have to meet. And what I thought was hard work before, now I know.
Right. I talked to Nathaniel Hackett, who is now the offensive coordinator with the New York Jets, about Aaron Rodgers last year when he was the head coach before he got fired with the Broncos. And I was just talking to him about, game preparation and all these things about coaching a quarterback like that. And Nathaniel Hackett's response to me, which I found fairly fascinating, was, listen, with Rodgers, you better have an answer. Because he's going to ask you a question that's going to challenge you as a coach, because his knowledge of football is so. I mean, it's not like my education. My general studies degree from the University of Idaho, which is an inch deep and a mile wide. His knowledge of football is a mile wide and it's a mile deep, and so he's going to ask you a question, and you damn well better have an answer. And if you don't have an answer, you better not bullshit. You better say, you know what, I don't know, Aaron, but I'm going to find out. I'll check it out, and I'll get back to you on that. Because it's the way it was. And coaches told me about Peyton Manning. Like, the guy he's like when it comes to football, these football savants or these quarterbacks, like great golfers. You ever play golf? You're probably a guy like this. You play golf, and you're like, oh, yeah, on the 12th, it's a dog leg right, and da-da-da-da, and you got to hit this, kill every day. And I'm like, dude, I can't remember. We're on the 14th. I can't remember what the 13th was. I mean, like, right? But you get these guys that can play that way. Like Peyton Manning, I had coaches tell me Peyton Manning is the biggest pain in the ass I've ever coached, because he wants it done. There's a standard. He wants it done a certain way. And he'll be like, hey, man, a year and a half ago, we had that game. It was in October against so-and-so, and this is the way we called it. Is that the way we're going to call it? We're going to call it that way? If we did it then, we need to do it now, and I need to know that in December of the following year, if this comes up, that's the way we're going to call it again.
That attention to detail that I was talking about. So in his first training camp here with the Broncos, he would leave a Post-it note on wide receiver Demaryius Thomas's chair in front of his locker.
Right.
DT, when you run this route, I needed it 12 yards, not 13.
Yeah.
Remember, 12 yards, not 13.
Yeah.
And he'd leave these notes.
Right.
And so it was just a level of accountability that he would demand that you had to match, because he's demanding it of himself. Brady's like that. Rodgers is like that. So if you're one of these young Jet players and you're looking at what Rodgers demands of himself, you're sitting here as a player saying, how in the hell can I think that I can get by without matching that kind of intensity?
Yeah,
so it's what changes a culture overnight.
Yeah. I think you nailed it when you said, and I say it all the time in regards to players, there's a lot of guys that play for organizations that don't have the appropriate culture within their building. And they think that they've prepared. They think that they've worked hard. They think that they've studied. They think that they've done all these things and they've maxed out. And then they get around a guy like that and they realize, oh, shoot, I haven't done any of that stuff. like what the league I was playing in and what the league really is for championship organizations is there's a completely different workload and accountability factor. And people always talk about you hear this term all the time. Availability. So this is the term you hear all the time. Availability is the best ability. But I'm always like accountability and responsibility. If we're talking abilities,
you're a big ability guy.
I'm a big ability guy. Availability is big, but it's not even close to being the ability of availability is not even close to accountability or responsibility. If I'm going abilities, those are my top abilities right there.
How about compatibility?
Compatibility is nice, but not as important as responsibility. In the ability hierarchy, yes. And there's a lot of abilities. Accountability, responsibility, maybe put them together. Like that's one is not underneath the other. They're right there together. Those abilities are big.
The ability chart.
Yeah.
Post-draft NFL win totals. The Vegas sports books have the win totals.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them changed, okay? Mm-hmm. But I just thought I'd go over these with you. And you tell me just your quick reaction if you think these numbers for these teams are too high or too low.
Because I haven't looked at this. So let's play a game because you know I like games.
I know you love games.
Okay. So give me the win total, and I'll tell you the teams I think that should be in that
category?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait a minute.
I'll tell you how many teams. Okay, you want to play the game?
Yeah, let's. But let me.
You can all play along at home. Okay?
Yeah, let me do.
Don't look. Don't cheat.
I'm not cheating. I'm just.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
Right. I'm just putting up the teams, so I have the teams here.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. There are 3 teams that are listed at 11.5. 17-game season, 11.5 wins as they're over under 3. 3
teams.
Think they are.
Kansas City is 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go. Buffalo is 1.
No.
Not Buffalo. Kansas City is 11.5 winner. Not Buffalo. Okay, let me see then.
You have to move quickly to make this work.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, is that your rule?
That's my rule.
Okay, San Francisco?
Yep.
Okay.
One more.
And then I don't think Dallas is in that category. AFC, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cincinnati, KC, and San Francisco are all at 11.5.
Okay.
There are 3 teams at 10.5.
Well, that would be, then Buffalo would be there.
Yep.
Jets would be in there.
Nope.
No Jets. Dallas would be in there.
Nope.
Ooh. Oh, Philadelphia, obviously.
Okay.
Philly. I can't believe I missed Philly.
This third team is going to surprise you. I don't think you get this third team.
So
10.5.
10.5. Buffalo, Philly, Detroit?
No. Boy, you just made Detroit fans' day.
Oh, I mean, I thought you said, because you gave me I don't think you're going to get this team.
I still don't think you're going to get it.
Miami.
Nope. AFC.
Baltimore.
AFC. Nope.
Los Angeles.
Nope.
The Chargers.
Nope.
You're right.
Jacksonville.
Oh, come on. For the love of Pete. They're not getting to 10.5, are they?
Well, by this, you're getting to 11. 11-6. Build on what they did last year? No?
Wrong answer.
All right, folks. There you go. Free money. Jacksonville under, according to Stink.
Wrong
Can't
answer.
miss.
Yeah.
Can't miss. 9.5.
9?
Now, you named all these teams, but there's 8 of them.
Yeah, Miami's in there. The Jets are in there. Yep. I'm going to go, Tennessee. No, not Tennessee. The Chargers are in there. Dallas is in there.
Yep. Baltimore, Cleveland. As I rattle off these teams, you tell me any teams that you say no way win 10 games.
Okay.
10 games.
Okay.
Baltimore, Cleveland.
Okay.
Dallas, Detroit, Chargers, Miami, New Orleans, Jets. All those teams win 10?
I don't think all those teams are going to win. I question Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a big Deshaun Watson bounce back you're counting on.
Yeah, I question that. There's a few of those teams. You're suspect.
Then you've got at 8.5, you got Atlanta, Denver, Minnesota, the Giants, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. Any of those teams that you say, that's a 9-win team, they'll be right there.
I think
Maybe even 10?
I think Denver's right there. I think Seattle will be better than that.
Yep.
I think Seattle will be better than that. I think Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach, and I think they're back to their kind of formula, playing
Minnesota
great defense.
and the Giants slide back this year. Minnesota won all those close games.
Yeah, I think they definitely will, and I think the Giants just played out of their tree last year, so they'll probably come back a little bit.
Pittsburgh is a solid 9-win team.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's always going to compete,
right?
Yeah, I like that.
7.5 is the over/under. Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay, the Rams, Vegas, Tennessee, and New England.
Well, see, now you're just counting on the Rams. Is Stafford going to be back? Do they get back to running the ball? There's a lot. Yeah, there's some question marks to the Rams. Like, they mortgaged the future to win a Super Bowl. They got it. They don't have to win now, right?
Right.
I mean, they can just.
You won a Super Bowl. You got a 5-year grace period.
You can flop around for a while.
Yep.
I like it.
All right, now these are the teams that can start dreaming of Caleb Williams.
Okay.
The Caleb Williams quarterback at USC sweepstakes. These are the teams. Houston.
Okay.
But they already got the quarterback.
They got C.J. Stroud.
Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and Washington are at 6.5. Arizona at 4.5. So if you're going by the Vegas wise guys, the teams that will be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes would be Washington, Tampa, and I assume Arizona, right?
Correct.
Would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Is if a Houston and Indianapolis ended up with the worst record, which can happen. Look at what Chicago, had happened to them. Would they stay with the quarterbacks that they drafted?
I think,
or would Caleb Williams be the guy that, hey, we'll move off these guys. We'll move off Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson after just 1 year.
I think the two guys. I think those two teams would bypass and try to build around those quarterbacks. But if Arizona ended up being the first overall draft pick, I could definitely see them moving off Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Because then it would be the 9th overall pick,
Josh Rosen,
followed the very next year by the number 1 overall pick in Kyler Murray, signs a big contract, and then move off of him to Caleb Williams. And I could definitely see that happening.
Sean Payton, no less an authority than Sean Payton, said of Caleb Williams that this is Mahomes. This is your next can't miss, once-in-a-generation quarterback.
Yeah, and really, really nice kid. It's amazing, man. It is amazing. By the way, I saw this the other day, and I'll just throw it at you. It was Bruce Arians' basically breakdown or analysis of the quarterbacks coming out, and he went out. Now, I understand that Bruce Arians is still tied to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He works in their front office, so to speak. I'm not exactly sure what he does. He's kind of an emeritus status. But he came out and said from his evaluation going back to the 2018 draft that Baker Mayfield's better than any quarterback that came out in this draft. He's better than C.J. Stroud. He's better than Bryce Young. He's better than Anthony Richardson, better than Will Levis.
Really?
Yeah. He said, I got Baker Mayfield rated higher than all those guys coming out.
Huh. Well, as somebody who's been on Baker Mayfield's list before, what do you think of that?
I think there's always a lot of question marks about quarterbacks coming out, obviously, and I think that as many as we've had, that have had success, the Joe Burrows obviously came right out, Patrick Mahomes came right out, Justin Herbert came right out, Lamar Jackson got an opportunity and was great, and we tend to kind of focus on that. What if we hit? But for every one of those guys, there's, a Josh Rosen who's been on 14 teams. Baker Mayfield, this is his 4th team. Sam Darnold, this is his 3rd team. They've played themselves into career backups. And it just is interesting. What a crapshoot. As much time and resources and everything else as you spend on trying to evaluate quarterbacks, because the market has been from a financial standpoint, the market's been depressed to a degree because you don't have to mortgage the future of your franchise on these guys. That you're more willing to take a flyer on a dude and just see.
Well, then I apologize, by the way, for including Tampa Bay as a team that could be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes because you're automatically out of it.
Oh,
because you got Baker Mayfield.
yeah,
now.
right.
So
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, they will.
Who needs Caleb Williams?
Yeah, they will dump Baker Mayfield. I mean, like you got dumped a week before the prom when somebody better came along.
Right?
Yeah,
I know. You're actually not that far from the truth. Air high five.
Yeah.
After going, by the way, I'll put you on the spot because people are already doing the way too early 2024 mock drafts.
Right.
So after hearing all those win totals, over-unders, according to the Vegas Wise guys, call your shot right now. Your way too early picks for the AFC and NFC championship game, Super Bowl winner.
Wow.
I'll let you start easy. NFC.
NFC championship game. Dallas, San Francisco, throwback to the 90s and throwback to Montana, to Dwight Clark. And so I'll go Dallas, San Francisco. San Francisco gets over the top. Oh, God, wait a minute. I'm just leaving Philly out?
Philadelphia out. I was like, I thought we had a news flash here. Mark Schlereth down on the Eagles.
Oh, see,
Don't let that get back to Nick Sirianni.
I forgot about the Eagles.
All right. I'll let you backtrack. Amend.
Okay.
Go ahead. NFC championship.
Oh, see, now you got me thinking
I know you
Eagles,
love-
Dallas.
Yeah.
Which could happen.
Right, but then I'd leave San Francisco
Yeah,
out.
and you as the
Resident
adopted son of Mike Shanahan. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, let's go Dallas Eagles. That'd be great.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Dallas Eagles, and who wins to go to the Super Bowl?
Let's go. They can't pick Dallas.
No,
to
you
go to the
can't
Super
pick
Bowl. can they?
Dallas. No.
Gosh,
Philly on a mission.
on a mission to finish their business.
Finish what they started last year.
All right.
Okay, Philly, Dallas with Philly in the Super Bowl. AFC Championship game. Way too early pick for the AFC NFC Championship games in Super Bowl. Way too early. Go ahead.
All right. Let's go. Let's mix things up in the AFC.
A lot of contenders.
A lot of contenders. So let's mix it up a little bit. Let's get off the Kansas City bandwagon, mostly just because I can't stomach another year of Kansas City winning stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go Cincy, and let's go Jets.
Woo!
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Cincinnati and the Jets.
Yeah.
Poor Cincinnati. They'd be just relegated to, AFC Championship game coming up this week. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets against who they playing?
Yeah,
Some other
Joe
team.
Burrow. Could that be? Let me just look at my AFC list here. The Jets.
So that would be the
Baltimore.
Jets probably as a wild card.
Nobody in the AFC South. Yeah. Yep. I'm going Cincy and the Jets.
Cincy and the Jets.
And what the heck? Let's go all green Super Bowl. Jets, Eagles.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Eagle fan base and Jet fan base together.
Oh my gosh, it would be the
And
most obnoxious Super Bowl in the history.
Easily. Where's that at next year? So we can warn the poor people of this town to be determined? Where's the Super Bowl? Hold on. I'll talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, I don't know where the Super Bowl is. That's a great question. It's not in Vegas, is it?
I don't think. No, it's no, that was the draft.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on,
people.
Hold on. We're checking this out. Super Bowl is going to be in. Well, that doesn't help me. That
Lord
doesn't help me.
Mercy.
Vegas.
Vegas?
Super Bowl 2024. Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
Eagle fan, Jet fan
In Vegas? That would be
That might be
the drunkest Super Bowl in the history of all Super Bowls.
I was going to go with the sure sign of the apocalypse, but okay.
Right.
You put Jets, Eagles in Vegas.
That would be what a tremendous. That would be tremendous.
That'd be fun.
That would be to cover that game.
That'd be
to
fun.
be in Vegas to cover that game.
That'd be fun.
Wow, you want to talk about debauchery?
Oh,
that would be.
even longtime Vegas people would be like, "Okay, this is a little too much."
Yeah, right.
Okay, we've reached the point of no return.
Right, exactly. All right.
We'd rather have a Floyd Mayweather Mike Tyson fight here.
Right,
than
exactly.
Jets and Eagles.
Exactly. Boy, you know what? That would be great. That'd be
fun.
If the season plays out that way, that'd be great. Hey, what'd you make of last thing for you?
Yeah.
The Tom Brady saying 50-50 on
Well, he hasn't said it, but reports are media types are saying that it's 50-50 that Brady ends up doing that Fox broadcasting deal that's scheduled to pay him $375 million over 10 years. The idea being that Brady isn't one of those guys that's just going to show up on game day or just breeze into town, call the game, and leave. That he's one of those guys that anything he does, he's going to do the right way, and it'll be, well, you know what it's like calling games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid week-long commitment, but it's a real heavy 4-day commitment, Thursday through game day, Sunday. And the idea might be that Brady at this point doesn't want to commit to something.
I think he's got a son that's going to be playing high school football, so you want to be there on Friday nights to see your high school game. Your son plays high school baseball, and he plays, high school sports, and so it's fun to go. It's fun to be there. It's fun to support them. So I can see that. Here was my theory from the start. I could see him transitioning, instead of doing games, doing the studio stuff, flying in late Saturday night, doing Sunday studio stuff.
Yep.
Because you can do all your your pre-production stuff, over the phone and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then you're there Friday nights to watch your kid play. Fox comes, scoops you up in the private jet and delivers you to L.A. You do Sunday morning. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that as part of what he
First
ended up
step,
doing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know though. We'll see. Interesting. All right, man. For everybody involved in the Stinkin Truth podcast, we appreciate you guys for being with us. Like I said, download, subscribe, all those things.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. If you like it, tell everybody. If you don't, keep your mouth shut. That's the rule here on the podcast. We thank you so much. We'll be back with you guys next week.